Y'all know me, Big the Legend G, with my co-host Initial D, bringing that heat in the Twitch street. Grab your popcorn, kick up your feet, sit back, relax. We about to blow. Welcome to our channel. Enjoy the show. Ayy.
Hard conversation, brain stimulation, BGID, no imitation. Look, pull up on the mic. Two bitty guys is rocking the night. Sub on YouTube and follow on Twitch. I guarantee it's gonna be a hit. It's showtime. It's always a banger.
Always a banger. Welcome in, everybody.
Hey, we got a hand clap. All right.
Yeah, that's see. I found that while playing around on StreamYard. I was like, oh, we got sounds.
Nice. I always feel like something like that needs to give every time we come on the screen, right?
Right.
It kind of, I don't know, it kind of like breaks the awkwardness of like right after the intro, and you have that little bitty moment of silence.
Right.
Hey,
we're live on Facebook. Nice.
Oh, really?
Well, on my personal page, we're live.
Okay. Cool.
I think we still have to hit some things for. I think we still got to hit some things for our Two Pretty Guys page.
I'm just waiting to get the affiliate email for Twitch.
Right. Yeah, we definitely got to be more consistent on Twitch because I don't think we're ever going to hit it.
I feel like I thought that we hit all the requirements. I mean, what is it that we're missing?
I thought we did too. I don't know if it was the average viewers or if it was the days streamed. I don't know. But yeah, something got to give.
Yeah, because we've been doing this thing for how many? 2 years?
Yeah, just about.
I'm trying to think. Okay, so we started. I want to say we started in 2023. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's when we got the best podcast for certified.
Okay. Yeah, so it's 2023. So yeah, we should have definitely been affiliated on Twitch by now. But hey, yeah, that's another story for another day.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, welcome back over to the podcast, everybody. Two Bitty Guys podcast. I am your host, Nostalgia, and we got our other host here,
Mr. Bearded Legend.
Mr. Bearded Legend Gaming. So yeah, hopefully y'all have had a great Sunday, a great weekend. I always say that the weekend never lasts. Like, at least for me, my weekends are extremely short because I actually work just a tad bit, just a little bit on Saturday mornings. But work is still work at the end of the day. So I don't really get like a full weekend per se. I mean, I can. There's some things I can do. I can shape shift the planets if I need to make it work. But you ever felt like, when you enjoy what it is you do, it doesn't really feel like work?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what it is with me. Like, I don't necessarily have to go anywhere. I work from home on Saturdays. So it's like, yeah, it's not really an inconvenience to me.
Yeah. Yes, Carlos, we need an extra weekend day. They just need to call it rest day.
Yes. Definitely agree with you on that. Well, we got just a little bit of catching up to do before we get into today's episode. If y'all noticed, we were not live last week.
Mm-hmm.
Just went ahead and we gave y'all a little break. We wanted y'all to miss us for a little bit until we came back with
just a
little bit, until we come back with some more fire, of course. But how was the last week and a half, 2 weeks for you?
Busy. Very, very busy. We have been doing the I know I had been mentioning on the last couple of episodes that we were getting ready to start this big project for work, and it kicked off last weekend, which is why we didn't go live, because I actually had to go into the office Saturday and Sunday, and pretty much I worked 12-hour shifts the entire week except for Monday. I was off Monday. Um, but everything went smooth. Nothing too major happened system wise. So that was pretty much my week. I was able to get a stream in on Monday.
Hmm.
So that was always that was the good thing. And yeah, other than that, just being a dad.
I get it. I get it. So, yeah, I don't really have I guess a ton of updates. Like, man, I find myself having to sit and really think about that. Like, how was the last week for me? It wasn't. Well, I can say it wasn't anything bad.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But much like yourself, just working and family, of course, trying to enjoy the last little bitty bit of summer.
Hmm.
This past Friday, we actually went to orientation for both kids. Two different schools. Now they go to separate schools, and this is the first time they've ever gone to separate schools. Because I got one that's in middle school now, and my youngest is still in elementary school, so that is different. The first orientation was for the little one, and that was like very, very, very short. I mean, like less than 5 minutes. Orientation. You go to the school. You'll know when the time is right
Hmm.
when your little one starts school. But we went to the school and talked to the teacher for a little bit, dropped off our supplies and left. But but with my middle schooler, when we were there for 2 hours, 2 hours. I mean,
Wow.
we went to the gymnasium. They had to introduce all these people. It was like sixth grade orientation. So I understand. Like this is
Mm.
very, very new to the kids. So we did that and met all seven teachers, of course. And
Jeez.
yeah, so it was a lot. It was a lot. So that was how our Friday went down. And of course, they go back to school on Wednesday. So we're just slowly dwindling down and getting them back into a routine. I told them earlier, well, this morning, I said, you guys got to go to bed at 8:30
Hmm.
tonight so you guys can get used to this. Because I'm not going to lie to you guys, judge me if you want, but my kids didn't really have a bedtime during the summer. They just stayed up. Sometimes they stayed up till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Just watching their shows or playing games and all that different type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's fine though, because it's the summer.
Right.
No.
I didn't have a bedtime in the summertime either, so
Hmm.
but it was good. It was good. This past week is good. It's Sunday and we're looking forward to another great week, of course, and of eventfulness and blessings on top of blessings.
Yeah. Can't beat that.
Absolutely.
Rest day, I fully support that. Yeah, thank you, Carlos. I appreciate your support. Look, let me work something up and try to get a petition going.
Something, man. I don't know, man. Some people work way. Me and the wife were talking about this a little while ago. Like we have a lot of different conversations about just different types of work ethic and whatnot. And I know people that work a lot. I'm talking like two jobs and sometimes even three.
Mm,
Usually that's like a little bit of door dashing here and there, which a lot of people consider that to be, a job. They take it
yeah.
seriously. So, but I know a lot of those people who do that and they still kind of struggle, like still really fight to make ends meet.
Hmm.
And for me, I mean, I work, don't get me wrong, I do a lot, but I don't think I work a third of what some of those people work. And, and it works for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So a full rest day, like Carlos said, I definitely support that. Like for me, that's usually on Sunday. And the only thing I really did today was I did go to the gym earlier. I did Stairmaster for about half an hour, and I really wasn't supposed to do that, but I don't know, I just wanted to do something. It's hard for me to like not do anything at all. Like last Sunday when we didn't do the podcast, we kept my godson. He's like he's gonna turn 2 in October.
Yeah.
So he's, still kind of little. And he wasn't no problem. He was good. And so we spent most of the day watching him. And I didn't go anywhere and didn't do anything. That was really hard for me. Because I feel like I don't know, I feel like I always need to be up doing something, So, but typically, yeah, Sunday's my rest day.
Mm-hmm.
If I can stay true to that.
Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, um, we again welcome you guys into the podcast to today's episode. Whether you are on the red side, the purple side, or the blue side, because we are live on Facebook as well. Just testing things out to see how it goes. But if you are on the YouTube side, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that bell so you know next time we go live. And then if you're on Twitch, make sure you follow us. We do our best to provide the best content as possible with real life subjects, things to get people thinking, get the wheels turning, all that good stuff. Um, but today is this one is particularly for the guys,
Hmm.
ladies. No offense, because I know there are some gamer ladies out there, some gamer moms out there too. But this is
Hmm.
particularly for the guys. We are going to be talking about gamer dad guilt, um, what that means, what that looks like, and so feel free to comment below. What your thoughts are about gamer dad guilt. We're gonna give y'all our personal experiences with it, and of course, we have questions that we're going to answer, and we also would like you guys to answer as well. And if there are any additional questions at the end, feel free to put them in the chat. We will be glad to talk about it. Um, so, without further ado, let's get into this gamer dad guilt.
Man. There's, you know what? There's two scenarios I'm thinking about right now. I guess I could use myself first. Um, I've told my story so many times on stream when it comes to like when I started streaming back in the end of 2020.
Mhm.
Um, Goodness. Yeah, had no idea what I was doing at that time. Of course, my kids were a little bit younger. Well, they were a lot younger than they are now. And I remember just spending enormous amount of time on my content, just making content in various different platforms, doing
Mhm.
a lot of supporting with Twitch. I mean, if you were there, So there was a point in time my name was all over the place, all over the place. Like you
Yeah.
just did not know. You could go anywhere without seeing that name or hearing that name. So I mean, that's just how it was back then because I put a lot of time into that,
Yep.
and yeah, man, like, even though my kids were younger at the time, I didn't really see, the harm in it. I didn't until I found myself like constantly on a stream, like everywhere I was with my work, if I'm out and about with the family, got my phone out, all different type of stuff. It was always a lot of, consumed a lot of my time.
Mhm.
But that's one scenario right there because it did make me feel a little guilty. And the other scenario is there was a, you probably remember, maybe you do, maybe you don't, but many years ago there was a family that used to stream. There was a husband, there was a wife, and I think two of their kids, like a daughter and a son.
Hmm.
They all four of them were like streaming on Twitch, and they had YouTube channels and all different type of stuff. And they spent a lot of time on these platforms. And I remember they just dropped it cold turkey one day because their youngest child, who was not a streamer, I think they was like 8 or 9 years old,
Hmm.
said, "I feel like I'm invisible in this house. Like I feel like I'm invisible." And
Wow.
that was like they said, "Yep, we're done."
Yeah.
And they all just dropped it like completely.
Mm.
So, we're not careful, this definitely can consume you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I just wanted to share that as an opener,
Yeah.
to the guilt, or gamer dad guilt, etc.
Yeah.
Just a precursor to the questions that we're going to present to everybody.
Yeah, for sure. And for me, I am a new dad, so for me, the guilt comes as far as like when I actually sit down to play a game or even want to stream. I'm always thinking in the back of my mind, is like, did I do everything that I'm supposed to before I got on? Um, and typically I do, but it's always something that's like I know I'm missing something. I don't know what it is, and so I'm just not gonna stream. I'm just not gonna hop on the game. And when I do those things, and I sit there and I'm like, okay, I did do everything. By that time, it's like, well, it's time to go to bed because I got to get up for work in the morning, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to, I don't want to be too late getting into bed, and because by that time, wife and baby girl, they're asleep, and and sometimes baby girl's not asleep. Sometimes she just wants to fight it and just play and all that stuff. And it's like, well, if she's still up and she's playing and can't go to sleep, why am I sitting in here playing the game? You know, and that's where my guilt
Mm.
comes from. So,
I get that. Completely understand that. All right. So let's get into some of these questions here. So first question: as a parent, have you ever felt guilty for playing video games?
I'll kick that one off.
Okay.
For me, yes and no. Um, and for the yes aspect is just what I just explained. Thinking that stuff is not done, like my responsibilities aren't complete as far as what I need to do as a father. Because typically, like, and I'll go through my day, and I'll you can determine it's like, yeah, you shouldn't feel good for this. So, when I get off work, I go pick baby girl from daycare. When we get home, I normally give her a bath, feed her, change her, get dinner started, wash bottles, all that good stuff. And then, we're just sitting there chilling, at least till mom gets home. And then when mom gets home, I typically come straight to my game room in my office and hop on the game. And then I'm like, I know I'm forgetting something. I don't know what I'm forgetting.
Mm,
And things like that. But then on the no side of it, it's like, this is my decompression time.
mm-hmm.
I don't get to do this often. I want to enjoy it, be in my room, door closed, door cracked, whatever the case may be. Put these headphones on and play a game until I get tired of it.
Right.
So,
Um. Yeah, I think that last part right there is something that we need to pay more attention to as far as like decompression. From the day we give so much of ourselves to like the world, our careers, our spouses, our children. We're constantly giving to them, because that's just what we're supposed to do as men and providers. But like anything, we also need some time for ourselves
hmm
as well, and for us gamers, that's it right there. We're not out here clubbing. We're not going to the bar. Like a lot of people do that every day. They go to the bar after work and get some drinks and shoot some pool, whatever the case may be. A lot of us gamers, all we really want is to just sit down and enjoy a game for a little while. So for me, to answer that question, I don't think I've ever felt like legitimately guilty playing video games. Um, because to be honest, I don't play, and this has been going on for a while with me. I don't play video games every single day. Like there's some days that I shoot, man, it's been some times I've went almost a week or so without playing any type of video games because um I don't know, I just find other things to do with my time that allow me to relax. I do watch a lot of YouTube, which I probably should back off of, or if I'm watching some anime or something like that. But I think one of the reasons I never really felt guilty per se is because there's been times I would play with my kids.
hmm
I was utilizing video games as a form of quality time with my sons.
yeah,
We would sit up and play and have a good time and just whether it be I don't know a beat 'em up or we used to play Minecraft together all the time, like a lot, like way back in the day, stuff like that. So it was never really any guilt per se. However, there was guilt with live streaming. I felt guilt with that because that time is different
yeah,
than me just playing offline because I'm in front of my camera. I feel obligated to give my attention to the people that are watching me, so I can't really like pay too much attention to my kids.
hmm
So and they even know that like when dad's streaming, don't bother him, don't go in the room, be quiet until he's done. So they always kind of felt like they were off, like I was off limits when I was streaming, and I think
hmm
that that's probably one of the biggest turnoffs for me with streaming, which is why, if I'm being honest, this is why nobody really sees me as much as they used to.
hmm
But we had a conversation about a week ago, last Monday to be exact, and we talked about that. And I asked the guys, I'm like, how do y'all feel about me streaming? And then, all of them said, you know, we don't mind. And then one of my sons was like, it doesn't bother me whether you do or not. If you want to, great. If you don't, then that's fine too. It's whatever you want to do.
yeah,
Because they're of the age now to where they don't want to be bothered all the time and they want their time and stuff like that. But I think for you, you're just because by you being a new father, you're at a very new
yeah,
and just fresh stage of your parenthood. Because when my kids were your age, it was all about them,
hmm
and they were attached at the hip. There really wasn't much we could do without our kids back then. But now, our kids are older, so they have a sense of independence now. So, but yeah, as far as like guilt, it was only when I was streamed, but offline, not so much.
yeah, and and that was something I was gonna allude to because you had mentioned earlier. You and the boys. playing games together, and that's why you didn't feel as guilty, and everything. And that's, I guess that's me right there. New dad, 8 month old. She don't really know anything about video games yet, and so I don't
Mm-hmm.
have that opportunity to,
Mm-hmm.
spend that time with her playing video games, because eventually it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen, but like, that's the part of me that I try not to feel so bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just because like I do want to make sure that she's straight before I do my thing. Um, well, her and the wife rather, not just her, but um, but yeah, I just want to make sure that she's taken care of before I do what I want to do. Um, so
Yeah. Sometimes we gotta be careful with overthinking that.
hmm
I told one of my clients, I guess was it yesterday? I don't know what day, wherever day it was. I told her, I said, it's completely okay to say that I need a break from my children. Non-parents would not understand that, and unless and Carlos, I'm sure you probably understand. You got about three or four. You know, I it's okay to say that I need a break. I need a relief or whatever. So again, it's not like you're saying, "Oh, let me go out and club, let me go out and hit run the streets." Like, no, I just want to go, do something for an hour
yeah.
and take my mind off of it for a little bit, just so I can keep going
hmm
or whatever. So I know that for you, I mean, I guess when she gets to about maybe somewhere between the ages of 3 to 5, maybe, I think
Yeah.
that you'll be able to start exposing her to that. I know for me, I was really young. I was probably about 3, and
Yeah.
I remember playing NES or something of that sort.
And it's funny because I've exposed her to it a little bit. Um, what game was it? I was playing a game with I can't remember who I was playing with, but we were playing a game and she was actually sitting in my lap and watching me play it, and then she grabbed the controller and messed me up. So she's been exposed to it a little bit, but for her to at this point in her stage, she's just not grasping the concept. She just sees,
Yeah.
hey, this is on the computer monitor. This is what dad is doing type situation. Get her the Fisher Price gaming controller she can. So Carlos, and I forgot to mention this earlier, but this episode is actually inspired by a gamer dad that I met on TikTok. I think his name is called is Tyler the busy dad, I believe, it's something like that. And he does a lot of gamer dad TikToks. Um, and when we decided to do this episode, I actually tagged them in my video and was like, "Hey, this episode is actually inspired by this person here."
Mm,
So, and he actually had found a gaming controller for his 2 year old. Um,
mm,
I don't think it's a teether. It's just a regular gaming controller toy.
mm-hmm.
So it can make her feel like she's actually playing with dad, and that's something that I want to do. I do want to get her a gaming controller where she can, you know, sit in here with dad in her little chair or little walker or whatever, and just play with dad.
I was talking to Crafty yesterday about playing some more games with my oldest son. Like me and him, we really don't play a lot of games together because he's 19, by the way. Um, because we really don't have the same taste in video games, but he'll play, whatever. But I have to like ask him to play a certain game. Like one of the last things we played together was Left 4 Dead. We played that together, and then I mentioned Fortnite the other day because me and Crafty we're getting back into Fortnite again after we just kind of really just put it down for a long time because we played so much. Just
Yeah.
kind of just got tired of it. And we stopped playing that game for like darn near a year, just about almost. But I asked him the other day, "Do you want to play?" He's like, I guess just to spend that time. I mean, of course, my younger kids, they don't mind either. They don't really know how to play,
Hmm.
but they're willing to learn. So, and that's a form of quality time,
Yeah.
because for us, so our kids are officially at the age of really not wanting to go to the park anymore. So they don't really. The last time I took them to the park was about almost a month ago, and they were sitting under the shade of the slide. I said, "What are you guys doing? It's hot. We don't want to be in the sun." I said, "Okay, that's it. No more park for you guys. So we gotta find something else for to do, you know." So yeah, enjoy it. You taking little mama to the park. Enjoy it, man, because they grow out of it.
Yeah.
So video games is, you know, I'd say about 9 out of 10 boys, well maybe 8 out of 10 boys play video games, and then that other percentage is probably like sports,
Yeah.
and then who knows what else.
Right. Let's see. Carlos says one needs to recharge the dad batteries to give them the attention they require. A thousand
Yep,
percent agree with that. Um,
yep.
1,000%. Because if you're tired, if dad's tired, like you're basically just gonna be going through the motions, and then I don't think that's really fair to the child.
Mm-mm.
So, all right. Next question. When do you usually find time to play video games?
Well, I'll go first with this one. So there's a time period where I would only play at night. So I would, get up, of course, and work and all that different type of stuff. And by the end of the evening, I would, I don't know, boot up whatever I would be interested in playing at that time. Unless it was like something that caught my interest. So I remember when Resident Evil Requiem came out,
Hmm.
I was really locked into that game. So I would actually play that any moment I got there, even if it was during the day. But for the most part, it's usually at the end of the day. And I've been seeing this this video or this meme, a trend or whatnot. It's like I think it's called PS5 users be like this, and they would turn on the PlayStation and like just kind of like browse through the games that they got, like
Hmm.
the digital games, and they got so many games they can't really decide on what to play, so they just turn it off.
Wow.
Sit down somewhere. I'm like, I understand that.
Yeah.
You gotta have like full intentionality as far as like what you want to play, because it's kind of like Netflix, whatever. You want to watch a movie, you can't really settle on
On
what to
what to
watch,
watch? Yeah.
so
Yep.
then you end up not watching nothing at all. But yeah, for me, it's nighttime. But also the problem with that is I don't know, man. I get very tired at night, like very tired after a work day, and to the
Hmm.
point where I'm just on the couch, and Crafty's there talking to me, and I hear her halfway, and she's talking about something, and then I'm just laying there, and I'm like, how in the world can I even think about playing a video game at this point? So,
Hmm.
and it reminds me of a video I sent in our group chat a while back by this guy named Shredded Utaku on YouTube, and he is Nerdy Senpai on Instagram. Um, just very, very in shape gamer, much like me. and super nerd. And he had made a video one day and said, "Is it really over for us adults with gaming?" And he basically just summed it up like this. He's like, yeah, life changes when we're adults, so we kind of have to, adapt along with our lifestyle. And he had recommended, handheld games and like your Nintendo
Hmm.
Switch and
Yeah.
stuff like that, playing on your work while you're on break or just out and about. And I get it. I understand that, but I ain't never really been one to be that fond of handheld games. I just don't. I had, what do you call it? The Tiger handheld Tiger games.
Hmm.
Remember those like back in the day?
Yeah. Yeah.
I had those, which was awful. Um, was terrible, man. That was like the compensation for a Game Boy. Night and day until I finally got a Game Boy Color. And yeah, I don't really recall utilizing that much. You know, I always like a controller in my hands and just sit down and just
Yeah.
play. That's just
Yeah.
me. So I just know that. Long story short, if I'm not tired, it's at night.
Okay.
We played till about 9:30 last night. Me and Crafty.
Okay. Yeah. Very much like you. Definitely at night or anytime I can get a chance. I really don't have a lot of off days unless I take one. Um, but so we normally try to get um we normally try to get baby girl down wound down for bed between 8 and 9. Lately she's been falling asleep more on the 9 o'clock side.
Mm-hmm.
But when 8 o'clock hits, I know I better go ahead and take advantage of this. While mom's got her. So usually I try to game between 8 and 10. And then even then, I might not even game. I might just sit up in here on Twitch and just support people. Because like you
Yeah.
said earlier, with the PS5 users, you got so many games, you don't know what game you want to play. Do you want like for me, do I want to play FIFA? Do I want to play college football? Do I want to, I don't know, do some bang bang shoot 'em ups? I don't know. I just whatever I see, I'm like, do I really want to play it?
Mm-hmm.
Because typically what happens is like I want to play a game that I can pause just in
Mm-hmm.
case I have to get up and do something
Mm-hmm.
for baby girl. So it's like most of the games I have, you can't pause it. So
Right.
it's like I don't know.
Yeah, that's why we played. That's why we decided to come back to Fortnite because it's one of those games that kind of gives you some. I guess let me put it like this. I guess the question is, what are you looking for? Out of that game? Are you looking for
Hmm.
satisfaction? Are you looking to get lost in the game? Are you looking stuff like that? And I know for me, I don't. If I'm playing a game at like 8 p.m., 8:39, I'm not really looking to get lost into it because I don't have a lot of time
Right.
before I got to go to bed. And I'm not like one of these people that stays up to midnight. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Um, I can do it on the weekends if we are like watching something. A lot of times, we like me and the wife, we sit on the floor in here and we watch anime on Saturdays. This is what we do.
Hmm.
You really should be out sleep. It's just me watching it by myself. But it's the fact that she tried.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, I guess the question is, what are you looking for? So that's why, we would turn to Fortnite because it's like that instant gratification of taking somebody down or getting a dub or something like that.
Yeah.
Versus let me sit up here and play Final Fantasy. Like, oh my god, oh boy, like you're in for a ride as far as like, starting up slow and reading, and I don't want to do none of that stuff at night, man.
Yeah,
I'm just trying
yeah.
to. I think maybe that's why so many people play Warzone. I mean,
Just get into the fight.
a lot of people play Warzone, a lot, and I just didn't really understand it at first, but I get it now. They want something real quick and to the point.
Yeah, yep. I agree with that one. If anybody else has any comments about this question, let us put it down in the comments. But we're gonna move on to the next one. I think this one is a really good one. Um, and is more to this question than what I put on here.
Mm,
But I remember what the question says verbatim, and it was, why do you think gamer dads receive more criticism than dads that play sports or watch sports? Um,
mm, mm,
and I'm gonna go with this one
mm-hmm,
because it's always a conversation. It no matter what platform you're on, it could be Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Somebody is going to criticize gamer dads because they feel like adults should not be gaming in their 30s, their 40s. They should be more career driven and focused on their family and thinking about other things like that. They shouldn't be thinking about playing Madden or 2K or anything like that.
mm,
Whereas like dads that go golfing, because
mm-hmm,
I golf as well.
mm-hmm,
Like someone like that is, they don't see video games as a hobby than going hunting or
mm,
fishing or golfing or anything like that.
mm. Well, yeah. Let's start with the first half of that. They feel like people who are over 30, 40, whatever, should not be playing video games and that they should be goal oriented and career driven and stuff. Like, I'm not, okay, yes, I do agree about being goal oriented and career driven, but when did we translate playing video games as to not being goal driven and being career
Mm.
driven? Like, what does that have to do with not being those things? Like, you can't do both. You know what I mean?
Some people say you can't.
A lot of, well, these are also the same people that tend to work so much that they
They don't
neglect their
have a life.
families. They don't have
Yep.
a life. They neglect their families and all that different type of stuff. I mean, look, there's always a tit for a tat. Like, seriously, which is why I don't understand why this argument keeps coming up. Um, you know, it's obviously from people who have never played video games, so they don't really understand why somebody's a certain age playing video games. They don't really get it.
Or
Um,
or we could say they grew up playing video games, and as they got older, they just felt like it wasn't necessary anymore.
and that's okay. Some people do. Some people do put the consoles in the garage or the storage or something like that. Like for me, for instance, I don't play as many video games as I did when I was a teenager or in my 20s. I just don't. But I never put it down completely, and the only reason is because of I don't have the type of time that I had as a teenager or in my 20s. Like my time is limited now, and I've placed gaming in a category that was a little bit at the bottom of the list, for me as far as like my priorities go.
Hmm.
But people who guys who play like you say golf and bowling and things like that, I don't see the difference. I don't see the difference between doing that and playing spades or playing video games. You're playing a game at the end of the day, a game. You have nothing to gain from playing golf, no more than you do playing Fall Guys. You're doing something that you enjoy that's non-work related because life is not just about work. You know, again, being a workaholic is a bad thing. It really is. So don't tell me, oh, you just be goal oriented and career driven. Like I made a video about that a couple of weeks ago. You know, you seen that video about the guy
Mhm.
saying that you're a loser if you play video. He said if you over the age of 15. So I guess if you're 16, you're a loser, right? It's just that's so stupid. But again, I am one of those people that I don't feel embarrassed or
Mhm.
arrogant when I say I feel like I'm successful in my own view as far as like how I manage my family, my wife, how I steward my money,
Yeah.
my just I just am I perfect? No, but my priorities are straight. So what do you say to a person who got their priorities straight, but they still want to play video games? It's because I really enjoy them.
Yeah.
But I just think that they get criticism because, and here's the crazy thing, I think they get criticism because they think that it's for kids, but dude, do you really believe that these gaming consoles and these PCs and stuff, who do you think that their target audience is as far as like consumers when it comes to this stuff? It ain't the 13-year-old kid or
Yep.
the 15-year-old kid. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yep.
Because this stuff is expensive and kids ain't buying this stuff.
Not one bit. Not one bit at all. Let's see. Let's read some of these comments. Carlos says, "I learned that when playing a live/online game, that I could just drop it, take care of my family. The virtual points can be recovered." Yeah, I mean, and that's a good point. Carlos. But I guess for me, that's the guilt part in my mind, is because like I don't want to play something that is live/online, is multiplayer, and I gotta hop up, run out of the room to go do something. And, I don't want to be in the middle of I don't want to be in the middle of a fight and then I got to get up and do something for the family.
Yeah.
That's where my guilt comes in. That's why I tend to kind of stay away from them a little bit. Like matter of fact, the other day I was playing funnel runners with some people, and I had to get up and do something for the baby. And I came back and I was spinning in the air because the tornado got me. I was like, yeah, it's time. It's time to. It's time to leave. I can't do it. So that's where my guilt comes in, because like I don't want to be in the middle of something and I have to get up. You know.
Imagine being right there, like on Fortnite, you about to get the dub, and then you like, I gotta go get the baby a bottle, and I'm down. This other person down, third person down. You the only one just standing there like this, and they come get you. Like, dang, you let the whole squad down. Damn, man. Go
Oh,
rock the baby. Go out you go
that
rock the baby.
that would hurt, man. That would hurt. And see
Yeah.
that would make me more mad if it was with randoms. Like if it was with y'all, I would laugh that one
Oh
off.
yeah.
But like if it's
Oh yeah.
randoms, oh my gosh,
Oh yeah. They're not gonna let that go.
they're not gonna let it go.
Not gonna let it go at all. Mm-mm.
uh, let's
Let's
see.
see. We got.
Uh,
Oh, go ahead.
Gaming is still seen as something childish, whereas playing or watching sports are seen as adult hobbies. Now that's definitely true. That is definitely true. You
Yeah,
know,
but
you
what
don't
is?
go ahead.
I don't know, man. I'm just really having a hard time with that. Like adult hobbies. So sitting down on a Sunday, watching football or soccer or whatever the case may be, eating nachos and beer is adult hobbies versus actually using your brain playing a video, because you do need to use your brain when you play video games, right? You're using your brain, you locked in. What's the difference?
Bro, look,
Because if you ask me, playing a video game is more productive than sitting, because it's kind of lazy to sit there and watching sports. That's not a hobby. A hobby is you being engaged with something, like moving around, just like my son, he's an artist. He loves to draw. He sits there with his electric pad and he's locked in. He's not sitting there watching YouTube videos of people drawing. It's a big difference.
yeah, yeah. And you said something, and it's like, these people that are saying that playing video games is childish. And y'all already know how me and D are. This is technically a Christian podcast, and I'm saying it. I'm just gonna say it. Like, y'all can call playing video games childish, but y'all are willing to miss church service, to go play golf or go
Ooh,
hunting.
ooh.
Yep, I said it. I said it.
Mm-hmm.
But video games is
Mm-hmm.
childish, but you are willing to miss church
Mm-hmm.
to go worship God, just to go hunt or go play golf.
Like I said, it's always a tit for a tat. So it's just better to just be quiet and mind your
just
business.
just let us have our day. Just
Yeah,
just
just
let
just
us have our hobby.
just do what you do. But I don't know if it's just, why does it? Because it never bothered me. Somebody playing, watching football. I don't care. I don't make videos about people watching sports and stuff. But you got people that do that. The people who play video games, like, to me, that screams a couple of things. We always say, why are you worried about what another man is doing? You must have a lot of time on your hands. If you can sit up there and making content, bashing other guys that's doing something, because there's a lot of, what was it? Yeah, it was a video game. It was a comment I was replying to not long ago. There's some people who would say things like, video games saved my life. Video games kept
Hmm.
me out the streets. Video games helped them with their depression, helped them with their anxiety. Video games took them away from reality, at least for a little bit. Help them keep it together and stuff like that. Like, so, I mean, there's some psychology there
Yeah, yeah,
with video games. It's not just, oh, let me just sit up here for 6 hours. And that's another thing with me. I don't sit and play for extreme long amounts of time. I never really did. Although I will say, crafty will tell you, with Resident Evil, man, it's like the time go by so quick when you play that game. That and The Last of Us, the Last of Us 2,
hmm,
when that came out about 6 years ago, I sat there and I played that game all day. And like I said, it's rare that I do that, but my playing time these days is probably maybe about 1 to 2 hours, depending on what it is.
hmm.
Depending on what it is, yeah.
Okay.
Fortnite is about an hour. We'll
Yeah,
give ourselves about an hour.
yeah. Because I mean, you can get at least 2 or 3 games in with that one, depending on how quick you
Yeah. Well,
get
yeah, if
got.
you if you making it to the end,
Yeah,
you get knocked out early.
that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know we just hit our hour mark here. So we'll do 2 more questions. But again, we definitely appreciate everybody that's tapping in with us, whether you're just coming through and you know, uh lurking, tuning in just to listen to the conversation. We definitely appreciate you guys. So I'm going to do this fun one here because I think
Mm,
I thought this was hilarious when I saw this one. I thought it was
Mm-hmm.
hilarious. What's harder, beating a Souls game or putting a toddler to bed?
Man, I guess for me, beating the Souls game because I've haven't had any issues putting my toddlers to bed. I ain't never beat a Souls game. If I'm being honest, at least
I never played Souls game. Well, unless you
yes, you
want to
have.
count Elden Ring, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
Elden Ring, yeah, it's a
Mm-hmm.
Souls game. But I never
Mm-hmm.
beat it, so I'm with you.
Well, I've never done that before. Um, go with this one right here. I saw this one. I wanted to elaborate on it. Does your spouse support your gaming hobby? Now, in the beginning of the podcast, if you go back, everybody, and you look in the chat, I actually put a link in the chat to me and Crafty's gaming channel. So I I think everybody knows at this point that my situation is me and her, we have a that's one of the things that brought us closer together. To be honest with you,
Hmm.
it really did. She has her favorites, I got mines, and there's some things we play together. So not only does she support, but she plays. She plays, and like she saw every time I come through the door, like her setup is like right there when we open the front door.
Hmm.
It's to the left, and that's where all her stuff is. And she's got a game pulled up, or she's on Steam, or something like that.
Yeah,
So I know that some guys have a bit of a hard time, with their partner, significant other getting on board with gaming, and some of them might not care for it, but they also don't have a problem with it
yeah,
either.
yeah. I would like to think Mrs. Bearded supports it. She doesn't mind when I do stream, but especially now that we have a 8 month old, it's definitely more of communication at this point. Because she does her book talks when she gets a chance, and well, if I'm free,
Hmm.
then I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna stream as long as it's cool, whatever. And in the beginning, she did play video games with me. I
Hmm.
remember recording her playing college football one night. I think I
Nice.
still got the video somewhere, and then when she was pregnant, we would fire up the Nintendo Switch because
Hmm.
I bought her a Nintendo Switch a few years ago for her
Hmm.
birthday, which to this day she hadn't played it by herself.
Oh,
So it's normally me and her that plays it
yeah.
together. But when she was pregnant, we would play the little kind of the Wii Sports. I think they call it Switch Sports or whatever. We would
Hmm.
play that together, and that was always a fun time. Um, I definitely want to try to get her into some more games as well because I think she would like stuff like Crafty, like The Sims, stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
it's just a matter of like preference.
hmm.
I know that, like I said, Crafty, she wasn't really always into that. I don't know, she tries to like claim that she did play games when she was a kid. Like she had a Nintendo 64, she
Yeah,
had a Game Gear, but she was never like a hardcore gamer like that. It was just in the household, I guess.
yeah,
And as time went on, she expressed how much she really liked The Sims. But I
yeah.
think that for Mrs. Bearded, again, it's like just like I said earlier. What do you want from the game? Like, are you looking for adventure? Are you looking for suspense? You want some
Hmm.
instant gratification? I know that Crafty likes Sims. She likes this game called Enjoy.
Yeah, Yeah.
She really likes that. I think that's like Korean based.
Hmm.
It's a beer that might actually like that. She may like it. A lot of, I'm not saying guys don't play it, but I know a lot of women like that.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it's kind of like GTA and Sims put together. I don't take that for
Hmm.
however take that how you want, but
Yeah.
um, yeah,
Yeah, that's what's up. Yo, Teddy, what's up, brother? Welcome in. Been listening in, Doug. Questions and answers, especially the one about being an adult and a gamer. Yeah, like this
yeah.
one, it definitely was something that hit me just because of me being a new dad and everything. I felt like this was a good topic. Not just for gamer dads, because again, like I mentioned earlier, there are some moms that game too. So, but it seems like the dad aspect of it is one that really gets to everybody.
Mm,
Well, that gets to the men.
mm-hmm,
Because we like D mentioned earlier, we do so much for the family that we never take time for ourselves, and I
mm-hmm.
think that's why we feel guilty sometimes when it comes to live streaming and playing games when you have a family that you got to take care of.
I can honestly say, like for me at this point, it is definitely not my family's fault. As to why I don't game as much
Hmm.
or stream as much. It's me.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I just have to personally get to a point where I'm like, dude, just do. I mean, I did a stream about a week or so ago. I
Hmm.
don't know how many days. It's been, I think it was the week before last. I did a stream, and I felt like I said, man, if I don't do this, I'm probably just never going to be able to do this. So I did it just for the heck of it. I didn't say anything, and I just did it.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit over an hour. It wasn't really that long. But it was a point in time that didn't used to be a struggle for me, man. That was something I could just do.
Yeah.
Bam, like let's go. Okay, I'll be back later tonight.
Yeah.
And that's just that. So I don't know why it's so hard for me now, because like I told you, we had this conversation a little while back, and they said, Dad, if that's what you want to do, go right ahead, because they
Yeah.
darn sure don't feel guilty about the things that they do. They're
Yeah.
gonna
That's
do it.
that's right.
They're going to do it. They're gonna sit there. Like my middle son, he watches Darman. I think we talked about that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
He watched that all. That's all that boy watched all summer. Darman. Just episode hours, just sitting there locked in, right?
Wow.
And my oldest, he sits on his computer doing art all day long, just unbothered.
Yeah.
So and even Crafty's like, you need to do something, for yourself.
Yeah.
And it's true. I dare I say, it's on the list of, self-care. If it's if
Definitely.
it's if it's considered self-care for us, that's not always getting a massage and stuff like that. That could just be sitting playing some Call of Duty,
Yeah.
or playing, I don't know, a horror game or something like that. Just
Hmm.
it to each its own.
Yeah. And for me, I feel like that's why I went so hard when we found out that we were pregnant, because I knew when it came closer to a little bit being born, it wasn't gonna be all of that,
Mm,
you know. And so that I guess that's why I did so much streaming when I did, um, before she arrived. So, but now that she's getting a little bit older and things like that, I feel like I can slowly start bringing myself back into it and not feel so bad, because I know she's being taken care of for sure.
it's like Bear, if y'all remember, he took off what, two,
Two
three
years,
years?
yeah,
About
two or
two.
three
He
years,
he took about 2 or 3 years, like away from at least streaming. I don't think he took 2, 3 years from gaming, but he,
yeah,
he did take 2 or 3 years away from that. so that he could adjust as far as like being a father
Hmm.
and stuff like that. So it's definitely possible because I know a lot of gamers out here. A lot of gamers don't really have kids, um, or they're not married. But then there are some that us like us that do. And I just want to say that it's definitely like possible to do it. Um, like Carlos here said, I'm assuming she's talking about you talking about Mrs. Beard. You said I would say she partially supports it. You know, I feel like with you as the husband, you do your part as far as like making sure she does what she wants to do. So she can feel a little bit of freedom and feel good and do things. And it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. It reminds me of one of my clients, that she's married and they got three kids.
Hmm.
And we were talking about this yesterday because school's about to come back in, and it's gonna be a little different for them. So what she does, she gets up in the morning, I think at 4 or something, and then she goes to the gym at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And her husband is like at home, making sure everything is good, obviously with the kids, so she can go work out. And then she comes back home and kind of relieves him so that he can go work out in the garage or whatever. So that's what they do. So they both have a system
Yeah.
where you do because that's what she chooses to do and that's what he chooses to do.
Hmm.
So they both understand that. So whether it's working out or whether it's gaming or whether it's going to a book club or whether it's I don't know, just having brunch or lunch with somebody, if we're married, it's a team effort. So meaning like Mrs. Beard is holding down the fort for you so you can get lost in the game for like an hour or so,
Hmm.
or stream or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Or then again, sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes it's us too. Like you
Hmm.
said, the guilt doesn't come from the spouse. It's something that, because my spouse ain't never guilt me up with nothing. It's just something that comes from within. Like, because you said at the beginning of the podcast, like, did I do enough? Did I check all the boxes? Yada yada yada. So it's not necessarily that you don't have that support. It's just us. Like nobody told me like, hey D, you got to pull back with streaming, man, or you got to pull
Yeah.
back. Nobody said that to me. It's
Hmm.
me. In fact, Crafty, she always like, you need to stream, you need to stream, you need to. Trust me, y'all. She never let it go. She would always say, "You got time. You got time today. You have time today." She always said, "Oh,
uh,
you got time on the weekend." And I'm like, "I'm tired," and then she just lets it go. It's like you could do it if you really wanted to do it.
hmm.
So yeah.
It's like the female say, if he want to, he would.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's true.
Uh, that's funny. That is funny. Well, I think that's the end of today's episode, y'all. I think this was a great conversation. Shout out to y'all for whether you just lurked and listened or tuned in with us and had some comments of your own. We definitely appreciate you guys, whether you are on the red side, the purple side, and or Facebook. We definitely appreciate y'all being here. But if you are new to either of the channels on YouTube or Twitch, please make sure you hit that subscribe/follow button and smash that like button, and hit that notification bell so you know next time we go live, which will most likely be next Sunday, same time, same place.
hmm
So,
Um. Yeah. So, like I said, just like he said, this was a great conversation. Really much needed. I'll say for the fellas, and again, ladies, we know that y'all play games, but you don't really see a lot of women catch any flack for like gaming.
mm,
Like you just don't. It's more so the guys. Let me just say that playing video games is not childish. It's not a waste of time. It's a hobby like anything else. in the world. You know,
And ladies, just know if you have a spouse or a significant other that plays video games, one thing that you should realize is he's not in the streets cheating.
yeah, he's at home. You know where he at? He's there. Sometimes he'll even invite you to do it. You know, there's a lot of ladies out here that can testify with that. Like, yeah, at least you know I know where my man at. You know,
Yep.
you don't even know where yours at, who he with, or nothing. Like, yeah, I know my man is with the squad here,
Duh. That's so funny.
getting dubs.
Oh my goodness, that is so funny. Well, look, we I know we got some closing remarks or some shameless plugs. I know D has been putting it in the chat throughout the episode. He and his wife Crafty have a new Twitch channel called Power Couple Gaming. And I'll let you expound on that a little bit more since it's your channel.
Yeah, so we got inspired by some comments on Instagram. I think within the last month or so, we've been getting a lot of support, a lot of good positive feedback on the content that we have been creating together. And because we've always done things individually. She's got her channel, I got mine's, and but yeah, somebody was like, I see a gaming channel in the future with you guys and stuff like that. So I talked to her about it, and she was like, okay, well, we got nothing to lose. Let's do it. So we created that. Um, yeah, it's Power Couple Games everywhere. So Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube as well. Just uploaded a clip on Instagram a couple hours ago of us playing. It was the game we played last night. It was Fortnite. And really the motive with that is, we just want to play whatever is co-op, I'll say. And it's just a way for us to really just spend time together and to just show people, like, you can be married and still do these things and have fun together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just shut up in the room playing a game by myself. She's not just shut up in the where she is and playing by herself. Although we still have our sessions,
Yeah.
individually, it's fine. It's like our channels. Like, I'm not gonna abandon my channel, and she's not gonna abandon hers. Because I
Mm-hmm.
know you asked the question the other day, like, when was the first stream, and I told you it was to be announced. And that right there is it's a good question. I don't know. That's gonna take some just reviewing our schedules because, like I said, school's about to come back in. But it's probably more than likely gonna be, I don't know, maybe a weekend thing. But what I can say is that next month, she's actually leaving her job next month. And I think I've been talking to you about that. So she's gonna have a
Mm-hmm.
lot more time on her hands. So you're gonna be seeing a lot more activity from those accounts, and it's probably gonna be her that's pushing it a little bit
Mm-hmm.
more. 'Cause she'll have a lot more free time than me.
Yeah.
And you'll be seeing a lot more of her as far as like streaming and all of that good stuff as well. Um, Another plug is we're bringing back. Well, I'm bringing back the Le Experience podcast. That will be back in the fall. Yes, we're bringing that back in the fall. So it's either going to be the end of next month or early October. So right now, it's a little bit in a developmental phase as far as like, just gathering guests. And if you don't know what that is, there was a time period where I used to do podcasts every, I think Friday or no, I think it was a Saturday.
It was Saturdays. Yeah, it was
I would do it
Saturdays.
every Saturday with a new guest and stuff like that. And yeah, so just give it a little bit of time, and I'm gonna reveal the first guest probably at the end of this month or the beginning of September. Me and this person has been going back and forth, talking and just getting to know each other a little bit better. I think he would be a great first guest.
Yeah.
Uh, bringing back the Leg Experience podcast. So sure, everybody out there would be excited about that. Whether you're OG or you're somebody that's brand new, and it's pretty much a lot of what you see right here. Two Bearded Guys podcast kind of came into fruition. I don't want to call this a spinoff of Leg Experience or nothing like that, but it's it's a comfort zone. Like it feels exactly like that,
Hmm.
But that was more of like an interview type of um feel because it was getting to know the streamer, their life and
Yeah.
how they got into it in gaming and stuff. This is more of topic based. Me and Beard Legend going back and forth about various different subjects, so it's a different type of style of podcasting.
Yeah. More like a sibling series. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The cousin.
Um. For me, I don't really have any. Well, yeah, I kind of do, but I don't not. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Um, Random pop ups. Just when you see the notice, just pull up. That's all I can say. But no. And this is something that I gotta talk to you about later on as
Hmm.
well. So my birthday is actually in 2 weeks on a Sunday as well. So, and typically I do a charity event around this time anyway. So, but we can discuss it offline. It don't matter. Um, but we will. That's pretty much all it is with me. It's just whenever I hit the go live, just pull up. We're probably we hadn't done our I got the drip segment, so we hadn't looked at any anime shoes in a while. So I definitely want to bring that back, because it seemed like that was a great segment that everybody enjoyed. Um, and if you've never been to one of those segments, you're missing out because we look at custom made Nikes that are anime, video game, movie based, and we grade them. We rate them. Some of y'all may think these are some fire shoes. I might say they look ugly, or vice versa. It's just that
Hmm.
kind of depends.
Hmm.
Um, but other than that, that's all I really got. I done took a pause on the music, taking a small break because I feel like I done pushed too many albums out at once. So
You get excited, man. You start.
I think I pushed
Uh,
that. I think I pushed one album out every month up until now. So we're gonna
mm,
take a break.
making Dr. Dre and them look bad, man.
So, but anyway, y'all. Again, we definitely appreciate y'all for being here. We will see y'all next week for another fire episode. And before we forget, September 6th, marking your calendars for September 6th, we are going to be doing a roundtable with
Yes,
Bear,
yes.
Bear Project, and Flash Carter.
Mm.
We're going to be doing a roundtable talking about different subjects, followed by funnel runners. We are going to be playing funnel runners together. This will be the first time since actually last year since we played a game together.
Yeah, that one game.
And if
That
y'all have
game.
seen the gameplay of funnel runners, y'all know that this game is chaotic, especially when you got a group together. So we are definitely going to be very, very chaotic. I'm the only one that has played funnel runners. The other three have no clue what to do. It's going to be funny.
Shoot, I need to get it then so I can practice because I don't want to be.
I might sell just to make some content.
Oh my gosh. Wow. You know what? Yeah. So yeah, mark your calendars for that. That's gonna be a very epic episode. We're gonna be locked in for quite a bit of time.
I
It's
wonder
it's
if I got the. Do I have
it,
the
it's
the
long
flyer?
overdue, and yeah, I'm excited about that.
Do I have the flyer
Definitely.
up? I don't know if I got the flyer yet.
We haven't posted the flyer yet, have
We
we?
have not.
We need to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, we have not. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Image. La 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 la. Was that a night? Yeah. Okay. So it's this one, I think. Yep. So there it is, y'all.
Looking like the
There it is.
Ghostbusters. Bearded, the only one back there smiling.
I'm the only one smiling because I know if I'm smiling, I'm turning into Loki that day.
It's
It's
chaos.
it's gonna be prank city.
They flash in the back like, what you want to do?
This is gonna be funny. This is gonna be absolutely funny. So yeah, September 6th. We hadn't even sat down. I know we said Sunday afternoon sometime, but we hadn't really locked down the time yet. But once we lock down the time, we'll let you know. I don't trust the one in the red. Yeah, don't trust me. Don't trust me. I'm not gonna even let you know when the tornado land. I'm just gonna be like, ah!
Oh god.
And that's it.
He's smiling in a twister. He's mad. Oh yeah. You see, we all trying to survive. He in the back, like, oh, the twister.
I was like, oh, there's that cow that was in the movie.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, guys, y'all have a great rest of your Sunday evening. Again, we definitely appreciate the support. And we pray that y'all have a blessed week this week. It's a new week, new beginnings.
Absolutely.
Go have fun.
Yeah, have a great one. Be blessed. Do something good. And we'll see y'all next week.
Peace. Y'all know me, Big the Legend G, with my co-host Initial D, bringing that heat in a twist street. Grab your popcorn, kick up your feet, sit back, relax. We about to blow. Welcome to our channel. Enjoy the show. Ayy.
Hard conversation, brain stimulation, BGID, no imitation. Look, pull up on the mic. Two big guys is rocking the night. Sub on YouTube and follow on Twitch. I guarantee it's gonna be a hit. It's showtime.